This is a preview of a future release of the swLORETA viewer that will be available in NeuroGuide in a couple months. It is similar to the Key Institute viewer, but it's completely independent of the Key Institute, written by Ernesto Soler and our team here at Applied Neuroscience, Carl Biver, and me designing it along with Ernesto. This is a three-dimensional view. It's just one of the views that are in the viewer. Up here, their ability to control and look at axial, coronal, sagittal slices are all three at the same time, plus the volume, the three-dimensional volume, and also 4-view versus 3-view, so like it is the Key Institute, and all slices as well. And there's coordinates that you can use to see which slice it is. There's 12,600 voxels in this particular swLORETA. SW means weighted standardized Loretta. And it differs from regular Loretta or swLORETA by weighting the deeper sources. In fact, right now we're looking at the surface of the cortex, and we can control the depth that we look at. We can actually go down 10 steps in 3 dimensions down to the bottom surface. So this is the upper surface of the cortex, and we can look at the bottom surface of the cortex. We can also have a list of all the Brodmann areas. We can click on a given Brodmann area, and it will give an outline for that area or any number of different Brodmann areas. We can sort the Brodmann areas by number or by region of interest, and also we'll have a tab up here in the future that has networks, so you can select the attention network, the default network, the addiction network, the anxiety network, etc., and see that so that it is integrated very well with NeuroGuide. Now, you can easily rotate this with your mouse, and this is the surface. And we're going to go up and now change it. Now you're looking, well, actually, that was the depth. This is the surface. And you can see the gyri are light green and the sulci are a darker green because it has a 3-dimensional aspect to it. The right temporal lobe has high density, and at the surface, it's higher current density than it is at the upper surface. It's a higher current density than it is at the lower surface. And we're going to rotate and then go up and down in that volume. There's a color bar over here that allows you to immediately evaluate the z-scores based on their color and or the current density if it's in raw scores that one is looking at. And also, as one navigates, moves your mouse around, you can see what the telluric atlas coordinates are. Now we're looking at the healthy hemisphere, and I'm moving it over to the right hemisphere so you can see the deviation from normal in this individual who has a brain injury. The important aspect of this is that the all slices, as well as the orthonormal views or orthogonal views, are available by just a single mouse click. And so this is, and you can also change, you can go through the volume by moving these scales or these markers, horizontal, sagittal, and coronal planes through the volume, and see which Brodmann areas are most deviant from normal. You can also find the minimum and the max. Now this is the surface sources and you can see they're quite red. Now we're going to go deeper. You just click and now we're at the bottom surface, and you can see it's a smaller area, and there's yellow around the boundary. And that's because there's less current density in the sources in the depth of the cortex as opposed to the sources at the surface. There's the surface of the upper surface of the cortex. The previous view was the lower surface of the neocortex. So now you can navigate that way in 10 steps, in fact, so that you can, there's the depth. Again, you can see the yellow around the corner, and then around the sources. and it is not quite as intense in the value of the z-scores in these regions at the depth as the lower, at the surface of the lower surface of the cortex, that is, as opposed to the upper surface of the cortex. Now there's the 10 slices. Actually, that's the same thing, but these are in 2 dimensions as opposed to 3 dimensions. So as you go through the 3-dimensional view, you are actually looking at the all slices. But of course, you can do all slices and then copy and paste the all slices. Here, we're copying the image itself by simply right mouse clicking. You can also go to File, Save As, or Copy, or you open up a Word document and then paste it in. That was just done here. So you can put that into your clinic report if you wish, or anything you want, and then in this case just save it, and then move on to what you want to do. And this happens to be a bitmap format, but there's other formats that you can use. And here you can see that the color scale, when you move your mouse around the color scale for z-scores or absolute current density, you'll see what color corresponds to exactly which z-score. So it reduces the ambiguity. You can see the green is the range of normal, and there's excessive deviation from normal, and the yellow up to the red. And you can change that scale. So you can, here's the 2-dimensional view of horizontal, coronal, sagittal, and the 3 dimensions in the lower right. You can also create different themes for color. In this case, we can change the background to gray, or you can make it black or white. If it's white, it saves you some ink. This view with black gives you good contrast. And you can see how fast you can do this just with a mouse click. See, this is much more versatile than what the Key Institute Loretta has. Gives you greater information, greater control. This will be integrated and implemented in the automatic clinic report. And this is the orientation you can select for the 3-dimensional brain. You can move it around, and you can also control your mouse speed and keep this as a default. So when you relaunch it, you'll be able to see exactly where your whatever you wish you prefer in 3 dimensions, whether you're looking top down or to the side or the front or the brain, etc., just by clicking the orientation and then changing the theme so that you can put it into a clinic report and save ink if you wish, or use it for explaining it to your patient. This basically is what swLORETA is doing. In the future, we will be able to have, this is some of the design questions that I gave to Ernesto, and that we've been going through and slowly perfecting this product. It's going to be a very good product. It's going to be inside of NeuroGuide, a menu option, and can still use the Key Institute. One of the problems with the Key Institute is it's no longer supported. As new computer hardware advances, the Key Institute is really not changing it since 2001. So this is a significant advancement. We also will be adding connectivity to this basic platform, so we can look at swLORETA coherence and phase, the swLORETA information flow by having arrows connecting the different Bodman areas and being able to zoom into the center of the volume to look at the different parts of the brain, and eventually we'll have this running in real time.